Don't touch that dial. Just chill for a while. Keep it locked with my man Tony D. Welcome to something new, something you're not used to. It's fresh and guaranteed to bless. New artist profile. Yeah, it's a new day with a new sound. Keep it locked, you're listening to the new artist profile. Thank God for music, new music on the radio. Artist profile.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tony D, and we are getting you ready for the holidays. That is my single, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm feeling real Christmassy, Parties. Are you feeling Christmassy?
Oh yes, I'm so Christmassy. I'm watching Christmas movies.
Oh, that's what's up. Well, it's been a while since we did a live NAP show here on Level Up. So we're excited, and I was honored to be able to have my dear friend and colleague in the industry, Partice, on with us.
Thank
She's
you for
so
having
busy.
me.
She's so busy, but she said, I got a little time for you, Tony.
Yes.
Danny, thank you so much. Unrestricted Praise. We see you. Thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed that single. So I have 2 singles for Christmas. This Christmas that I did a cover of Donny Hathaway. That is actually available now on all streaming platforms. So you can stream that and you can purchase it on my Bandcamp page, tonyd2.bandcamp.com. I want to thank everybody who's purchased it since I dropped it. It's been really taken off, and so I'm excited about that. Partice, I'm a little nervous about my music career, because I've been behind the mic doing radio so long. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of, it's a little nerve-wracking doing the
I'm
music.
sure. I'm sure it is. It's taking you out of your comfort zone, but just keep going, keep doing what you're doing because the sound that you bring is different. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm excited about
I
having your
appreciate it.
music out. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Shout out to All But One Promotions, Alicia, and her team for doing all my promotions, doing a great
Yes.
job. Alicia Jones, Queen Alicia. And so we're gonna dive right in. So I, under the direction of our fearless leader, Angee, she was like, Tony, you really need to take some time and talk about your book that I wrote last year.
Mm-hmm.
Lyrics to Limelight, A Guide to Success in the Music Industry. Shout out to Larry Robinson of LWR Productions, who co-wrote and produced this. Help promote this book. I mean, like, if you need a book published, you need to reach out to Larry Robinson. Did an amazing job. Took my words and just made them something amazing. So I want to shout him out for supporting us on this. And I think it's a time for artists as they move into this new year, 2026. A lot of times, Partice artists want to do new things. They want to revamp. They want to see, where they are, what was successful in this year, and what they can do for the next year. So I wanted to take this time moving into the 2026 year to help artists, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of information from the book as well as personalities like you. We're going to have Alicia on in a couple of weeks to really share what artists need to do to be successful. So I was going to get on initially and really kind of dig in, to the artists. But today, Partice, the Holy Spirit was like, nah, bro, you don't need to do that.
You got to show them some grace.
Yeah. And situations I've been dealing with as an artist, being rebellious to my team, want to do it the way I want to do it.
Relate to the other side.
I can. Right? And so today the Holy Spirit was like, nah, bro, like, show some grace. So, because, so I wanted to take this time out and just kind of, if it would be, kind of minister. We're going to talk about the book and we may get into some heavy duty stuff, but today I wanted to really just take the time to share. So I've noticed, and I know Partice, and I'll let you weigh in on this. I know a lot of times artists don't stay to a particular outline or program. They don't stay loyal to the team that they have. I see a lot of times artists jump around from promoter to promoter to promoter. They promote this one song with this person, then they go to this person for the next promotion, and I don't know if it's because they feel like, well, I didn't get to number one with this promoter, so I'm going to go over here. Like they think the grass is greener
on the other side.
On the other side. I think they should take time to stay with the team that is building a foundation for them. What do you think about that?
I agree. I mean, but look at the society, the generation that we're in. Even with sports, these college kids, they jump from team to team to team, and it's almost similar to what you're saying. Is there's no staying power, and they don't want to stay and build the connections and build the rapport and build. And I'm thinking about, it's not that they want to jump to the top.
Can't hear you, Partice. So I think that. There you go.
Can you hear
There
me
you,
now?
yeah, I got you. Okay,
Good.
go ahead.
Okay. No, I was saying it's this is the season people like to jump around. Let's talk about the sports, these college kids jumping around, but they're looking at what that particular person has done for someone else. They're looking at other people's success. And there was like, if you made that person successful, I'm over here. This person is not making me successful. So let me go over here with what I think success looks like. So the jumping around and the jumping around from promoter to promoter or label to label, you're not able to build a rapport with the person that maybe God has called you to. If God's called you to that person, why leave?
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So, with that being said, I want to hopefully encourage artists to realize that you're not every song that you get is not going to be a number one song on any of the charts out there. All right, there's multiple charts out there. There's, of course, with media base, they have Billboard, then you have the media base, then you have the media base gospel airplay, then you have the media base gospel internet. Now you have the gospel stations chart, you have the gospel top 40 chart, you have the urban influencer chart. There's a lot of charts out there, and shout out to all of them. I know all of them, the owners, especially of the independent charts. But you may not be number one on these charts, right? You should, first of all, you should not be striving to have a number one song.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the gospel music industry, and Queen Alicia and I talk about this a lot, if you're in the gospel music industry, you should be striving to have your music and the message get out to be a blessing to somebody, to get whatever story that you have in your heart, to get it out to somebody else so they can encourage them. That should be your number one. But a lot of times it seems like the artists are creating music just because they want to get a Billboard plaque, a gospel stations plaque, or whatever the case may be. And I think we need to reevaluate what it is that you're doing in the first place. So
Yeah.
today I was looking at a podcast, and the guy, it really ministered to me. The guy said, you have to be willing to submit to a process, and the process does not have a time limit. Right. So sometimes you got to be in the trenches for a minute.
Yeah.
There's no time limit to how long you're going to be able to, your team is going to take to get you to a specific level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like building a house. You got to build a foundation, and you got to put it together, just like the construction companies build the houses that we live in today. They're building them way faster than what they used to, though, Tony T. But it's the format and the principle is still the same. You have to be able to build the rapport, build the team, build a relationship with your fan base, who is your audience. They don't even look at that anymore, because if you jumping around, your audience is looking for you over here, but you're no longer over here.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I'm telling you, I'm learning this as an artist. Like really, like and we're gonna dive in later on. And I know when we get Queen Alicia on, she's really gonna drive this point home about making sure that you protect your image and things like that. So we're gonna be speaking about that later. But one of the things that stuck to me, and I'm not going to say the artist's name, but it bothered me because she inboxed me in Instagram, I believe, and she was like, "Hey, my name is such and such and such, and I want to know more about what you've got going on with your platforms. I have a radio promoter, but I'm trying to get all the opportunities I can." That bothered me because she said, "I have a radio promoter, but I'm trying to get all the opportunities I can." So I responded back, "Who is your radio promoter? And let me know who it is so I can share the new artist profile opportunities with your radio promoter. And then he can bring that back to you, or she can bring it back to you and see if it's a good fit." That's when I wanted to really dig in. I wanted because see,
that's the foundation. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, like artists seem like now, Partis, that they are so thirsty to get what you said a few minutes ago, what seems to be success. Stop being thirsty, artists, and follow the game plan. You should not come to me or you or whoever and say, "Hey, what you got going on?" when you already have somebody representing you. If you run across a Tony D, you run across a Partis, you run across a Queen Alicia, you run across a Bobby Parker, you run across a whoever, and you see that they have particular programs or promotions that benefits you, take that information and share it with your promotion team.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just, because one of this is my pet peeve, and I may be digging in a little bit in the artists, but I tell all the artists I represent, if you're going to reach out to another radio station without letting me know, and then I reach out to the radio station as well, that makes all of us look unprofessional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you just as the radio promoter is going to take your best interests at heart, the artist has to take the promoter's best interests at heart. And I know Queen Alicia's like, amen. She probably like, amen. You know, because I'm out here representing you. So yeah, artists do that all the time. I'm like, and I've had some artists recently reach out to stations and they're like, oh, Tony, I already got that song. And I'm like, oh, so I got pie on my face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta follow the process. What you think about that, Party?
Yeah, I mean, Tony D, it's a pet peeve for me for the artists to reach out to me and then their manager or somebody else reaches out to me and want to set up an interview, because I feel like I'm in the middle. Now your artist has already reached out and asked me, and I'm communicating to your artist. Not unbeknownst to me, the manager is, reaching out to me as well. So it's like I feel like I'm in the middle between the artist and the manager, and that's a bad place because I don't want to mess up the relationship with the manager to make it look like I'm going behind their back to their artist and trying to get an interview, and that's not the case. So perception of what's going on is the reality. That perception is the reality of what we see. Like it may not be like that, but the perception of it looking like that is going to be somebody's reality, is what I'm trying to say. So we have to be careful. You said an image, and protect our image. I have to protect my image too, because when I got into this thing, integrity was one of my biggest things, because I had seen, and we can talk about that a whole other story, but I had seen so much that was not integral. So I'm like, I want to be in a lane that was the integral lane, Tony D. So I totally see your point. But going back to what you said earlier, the person inboxing you, it's because they see the success on you. They see the success what you're doing, and so they're trying to pick your brain to see if who they really have is going to be doing some of the same things that you do, because they don't really know what's going on. So like you said, instead of asking the questions to the radio promoter, they want to ask you to compare and contrast.
Yeah. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm going to send them right back to their mama. The worst whoopings I used to get is when I played one parent against the other. And that's what artists seem to do. They're playing one against the other and seeing, well, can I get a leg up this way? And you may, because as a radio promoter, I don't know it all. I don't have all the connections. And I tell my clients this. But what would be good is if I'll come to them and say, hey, I need to bring in somebody else to help undergird this. Let me make the decision, or us have a conversation about it, because you got to build trust with each person. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, and we talk, radio promoters and radio personalities and radio station owners, we talk. And artists, if you're listening and if you listen to the rebroadcast and artists that's on, we talk about y'all. And we talk when things are good, and we talk when things are kind of shady. So, you got to be careful how you handle yourselves in this industry. So,
and you don't want to be on the shady side.
Right, exactly.
You don't want to be on the shady side, because one thing about it is the family is like, if we look at it, if you did this over here, you ain't bringing this up. You ain't bringing this mess over here. So I'm staying clear from you.
Exactly. I've had clients, I've had artists come to me that left another radio promoter, and I have roundabout. So, really? So tell me who you were working with. And they tell me, and I'm like, okay, I take the information. I go right back to that. Hey, tell me the lowdown on this individual. All Tony, I let him go because of X, Y, and Z. Sometimes all money is not good money.
That's right.
So artists, please, just keep it 100, and stay with the team. Like, you're right. Let's go back to the sports. I remember, and I understand it's a whole new day and time, but I remember the Dallas Cowboys was the Dallas Cowboys for years.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys played for years. The Yankees, those guys played for years. I remember seeing them when I was little till I was a teenager, the same players. Now everybody's jumping around, and that's how it is in the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
People are jumping around because, you know, your song may not be popping for you to get in the top 50. That's why you didn't get it. Your promoter may have done all he could do, and the song just ain't popping like that.
Yeah,
You've got
yeah.
to have that realistic understanding that just because you created it don't mean that song is popping. You can
Mm-hmm.
you can do all the promotional package and buy-in and all, and if it ain't popping, it ain't popping.
It ain't popping, and it's gonna pop where it's pop. It's gonna pop right where it's
Exactly.
popping. And you make an interesting point, because as an honest and good radio personality, and I interview people and I talk to them about their music. Where do you see your music going? Like, where do you want what impact do you want to have on your music? And I can always tell what by that answer. If they said get on a chart and they want to go perform in a, I can always tell what the motive is based upon their answer when you ask them that question. Very rarely, unless you got somebody super saved and they was raised in church and this is all, very rarely do you hear people say, I wanted to save souls, or I wanted to go out to encourage somebody that's having a bad day. I want somebody to hear it that's down and out, maybe going through grief, and be inspired. Those are the kind of things that you know where somebody's heart is right. And just possibly when you say, and when you have those motives for your song, it may reach to the charts. But you shouldn't strive for the charts, because the charts is not, that's a whole different territory.
Exactly. You said a mouthful. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, I'm Tony D. This is Party Smith,
Hey
and we
y'all.
are we are just sharing some information on the NAP show live here on Level Up TV, sharing some information that we hope encourages independent artists. If you would share this live with somebody that happens to be an independent artist, or Facebook group, or somewhere where we can get this word out. Guys, if you have not taken the time, and the Queen Alicia put the link in, Lyrics to Limelight, from studio sessions to stage light, a guide to success in the music industry. This is my book, co-authored by Larry Robinson. Guys, it's $30 on Amazon. You can purchase it today. Don't be cheap and don't invest in this book.
Mm-hmm.
This is, look, I'm not getting rich off this book. I didn't do it to get rich off this book. I did it to help promote and share a guideline for independent artists, right? So take the time, buy the book. It's available on Amazon. If you scroll back up, Alicia Jones did put the information, the link for you to go on Amazon and get it. And it's going to walk you through how you can build your foundation. My company, Christian Sounds Entertainment, we help artists build their foundations, right? So if you don't have a solid foundation, your house will fall. You probably
Mm-hmm.
heard that a million times, but it's true. And that also goes about your music career, right? So as I said, as you said earlier, Partis, I'm always one as a radio promoter to tell artists, look, this song, we've reached its shelf life. I can't
Mm-hmm.
do anything with it. I had an artist who had a great song, choir song, but the production was kind of dated. I still promoted the song because I really did like the song and I love choir music,
Mm-hmm.
but the production was kind of dated. And I tried to promote it and push it every way I could. We bought promotional packages on some stations, but it plateaued. So I had to be honest with the artist and say, look, we need to go a different direction. I wasn't just going to take that client's money and just keep on, running in the roadblocks. That speaks against my integrity.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have to be honest and tell the artist, look, this may not be the one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And artists, you have to be willing to accept that information.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, I used to say you can't be married to anything that you create. You have to have room for it to
Yeah.
be critiqued and so you can grow,
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I notice a lot is artists are really trying a lot, inspirational, spiritual, gospel, whatever you want to call it. They're looking for that stardom, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have a conversation with people, and global popularity is not what you might think it is.
Mm-hmm.
it's very intrusive.
Very, yeah.
You know, you can talk to any. We've seen podcasts of all of these artists out there, and they say, man, like, to become popular, everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody want to know about you. If you did anything shit wrong, they're gonna bring it out. Stop trying to be stars and just try to put out a solid product, because you may not be ready for what's on the other side of that. I know I'm not. Really,
a lot on the other side.
And I'm learning.
Right?
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, all the way from yesterday. We had a meeting with the team, and they was like, yo, Tony, man, you got to do this, you know. And I'm used to just kind of flowing how I want to flow, but as an artist, you gotta be careful, you know. So artists, stop, you know, you got to come back to why you're doing it in the first place. If you're trying to be a star, you know, and you're trying to, you know, that's probably not the direction you want to go in.
Yeah. I want to go back to a couple of things you said, reference to reaching this plateau. And I'm not going to get too deep in it because I don't have all my notes and stuff here. But for Sean Mitchell, I'm going to use him as an example. I think it was like 2006 or 7. He came out. He was on, I believe he was on Ty Scott Records then. He came out, and I remember seeing him at the Stellas and everything. He wasn't really known. He had came here to Rocky Mountain and perform here. We had a gospel concert outside celebrating the station's 1-year anniversary. And do you know, he was just, you know, doing his thing. He had a song, God Will Make a Way. I think that was the song. But, you know, he really didn't hit his plateau until he came out with
Nobody
the song,
Greater.
Nobody Greater.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes in saying that to the artist, I want to say, sometimes it may not be your first song. Sometimes you may have to wait 2 or 3 years. You may have to just write music. You may not be the one that can take that song to where it needs to go, but you're an excellent writer. Write that song and give it to somebody that can work the song to the place that it needs to be.
I need to stop you right there because you are all on my notes.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
It's segued this way because I've said that before. Everybody is not supposed to be the person on the stage singing. It's just, you're not. But if you are a phenomenal writer, arranger, a producer, or whatever, that may be your call. It goes back to people wanting to be stars. So the very first time I met Stan Jones in North Carolina at the gospel gag, shout out to Bishop Veteran Jones. And I didn't know who Stan Jones was. I know everybody's making a big deal. Oh, Stan Jones is going to be here. I'm like, who's Stan Jones? But when he started going off of his repertoire of music that he wrote, I was like, oh, wow. And so when I came up to him and I told him, I was like, bro, I didn't even know who you was. I said, but I love your music. He said, I'm glad you didn't know who I was, but I'm glad you know my music. Because sometimes it's not about being in the forefront so much, because again, it takes a lot to be that person that people are coming to see, to critique you on the stage, to judge you on the stage, to, you know what I'm saying? To be the person in the back sometimes is where you need to be. And then everybody doesn't have that charismatic personality.
That's right.
To be in front, because if I'm paying $100 to see you,
you better be dancing like Kurt Franklin.
You gotta bring it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. It's gospel, R&B, rap, whatever, classical. You better be playing that cello.
Yeah.
You gotta give. You gotta. It's like the OJs used to say, "Got to give the people, what they want."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have that, it's not in you. You might need to be the songwriter.
Yeah. Or you find something else to get the towels and wipe the sweat. Do something.
be the guy that comes to covers James Brown. you know. And
it's an it factor, Tony D. It's an it factor.
Yeah.
You know? You gotta
Yes.
you really gotta be able to have the whole package. But
Whole
going
pack.
back to how we started, to get the whole package, it's a process. You may not have it day one, but you may can work that process and get everything to have that package to be on stage to be able to fulfill that desire. But if you don't go to the process, go through the process. Tony D, I don't know. I don't know if you cook. I don't cook much, but I know I don't want no food that's not cooked on the table. That food has to go to the process to get done enough to be served. You got to go through the process so that you can serve what you want to be able to produce to the people.
That's true. It's got and that leads me to, man, you are, see, the Holy Ghost was in this because I didn't share you my notes, but you are helping me move in the direction of where I want to go. If you're
Let's
just
do it.
tuning in, I'm your boy Tony D on the radio. This is Party Smith, and we are talking about some of the things that artists can do to try to enhance their music career moving into 2026.
To go from lyrics to the limelight. Let's
Yes,
just say, put it out there, Tony D. Tell them where they need to go. They need to get the
Amazon.
book.
Amazon.com. Queen Alicia has put it in for the second time. And thank you, Angee and Grace, for popping it on the screen. Go ahead and get it. It's $30. It's a great investment. Go ahead and get it. But so there is a process. And actually in chapter 5, I have the plan to success, the TPTS, plan to success. And it gives you a strategy on what you need to do. But I just took a couple of notes that I was meditating on today. And one of them is, do your research about the industry you want to move into. And this is about any industry. I don't care if you're trying to be a football player, you're trying to be an artist, you want to be a musician, you want to be in radio, you want to be an architect, whatever. Do your research. So like, I am the age I am, but I still try to stay on top of technology and everything. And again, shout out to Queen Alicia. She was like, yo, Tony, you need to check out Chat GPT. And also another friend of mine who built one of my websites, Priscilla Robinson. Shout out to Priscilla Robinson and her husband, Darius. She's like, Chat GPT is it. So I have gone into Chat GPT and asked it where, because if you save all the information in Chat GPT, it remembers. And I put in there, where do you see Christian Sounds Entertainment in 5 years, and give me a 5-year plan. And it gave me a mapped out 5-year plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I also said, this morning, I said, how can I effectively sell my CDs to my local area? And it gave me a mapped out thing. And a lot of what it mapped out was what people in the industry had said and things I already know.
Mm-hmm.
So do your research about the industry you want to move into. Now, 10 years ago, an artist that was just coming into the industry this information wasn't so readily available.
Mm-hmm.
So you made some mistakes and you stumbled. I know I did. I stumbled even in radio. I stumbled on how to produce. But now it's out there now. Whether you like the technology or not, AI, it's there for you to get it.
Yeah.
So artists, do your research.
Yeah, I want to shout out Pastor Luther Barnes. Yesterday, they had me host the forum they had here with the gospel industry, the North Carolina Gospel Classic. And to your point, they had a young lady there doing a presentation, AI meets gospel. And shout out to Sonia Johnson. Shout out to Yvonne, everybody that had me there. But she asked 2 people to come up, Tony D, and just give her 3 words. And she put it in and it created a gospel song. It sounded pretty good too. So to your point, now the innovation with this AI, family, people, friends, listen to what Tony D is saying, what we're saying. I'm not that good at it. I'm just getting on board with it too, because I had that resistance. But it is, use it as a tool that's going to help you do research, and it's going to help you save time, and it's going to give you what you need to be able to move in the direction that you want to go. So I did want to make that plug, because if the gospel industry don't tap into Chat GPT, tap into these AI programs, we are really gonna be slow. Like we slower, but everybody else is gonna be moving at a warp speed.
And you're so right. And the gospel music industry is behind in so many different criterias number wise. You can just look in the numbers for streaming and everything else, sales, we're the bottom. So that's true. The second thing, first part in the process, do your research about the industry you want to move into. So artists, there's no excuse nowadays. You find out the information, right? Excuse me. Second, find out if after you do your research, find out if that is really for you. You may research and you read and be like, oh man, I don't know. This is a little bit much. You know, sometimes, and this is another thing. And I'm not trying to offend anybody. So when people say God gave me this, God gave me that, God, blah, blah, blah. And then you see him pulling out 2-3 years down the road, but they were so adamant that God gave them this. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe he didn't give, maybe that you wanted this for yourself, you know? So after you research.
That was done so politely, Tony D. I got to encourage you. You said it.
I'm trying because sometimes I could be a little harsh, but I was trying not to be harsh today.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Figure out if this is really for you, because if you feel like, as my mother used to say, in the city of your soul, that this is really for you, then when those times come where money is low, where doors are closed, where people are telling you ain't no good, when people saying you suck, when radio stations ain't playing your music, you won't give up. I sent my song Love Song out to some radio people. I sent it out to Derek Stevenson, friend, shout out Derek Stevenson, Monica Lisa Stevenson. I sent it out to some other producers, Rudy Torrance. I sent it out, and the first copy, they was like, nah, bro. This ain't it. You know, if I didn't really feel like music was in me, I would have quit right then. There would be no Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. There would be no This Christmas. There would be no Love Songs Volume 1. You know, I'm not saying
don't forget the party song.
Oh, there would be no party tonight. That's right. There would be none of that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find out if it's really for you, because when those times come, the opposition come, you'll still be able to hang in there. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna tell this testimony. There's a actor that is in the show All American. If you watch the show All American, I've been binging it on Netflix, and he plays he plays Preach in the show. Anyway, he was talking about when he first got into acting, he went to the audition for the television show The Shield 17 times. And on the 17th time, whatever role this was, he went in to act for, they gave him that role. And it was supposed to be for 2 episodes, ended up being for 3 years. Then he got to know some of the African-American producers in there, and they went on to, after his time in The Shield was over, they went on to produce All American. And they pulled him in for a 2-episode cameo. He's in the 8th year now. He said if he didn't stay for those auditions for The Shield, he wouldn't have a 10-year acting career. Right? So the guy said, but why do you? He said, because I know that God called me to acting. Right? Figure out if it's really for you. He figured out that acting was really for him.
And I'm gonna add this: you got to show up.
Yes,
you got to show up. You know, you got to show up to, you know, well, I'm not gonna go because maybe, you know, for whatever reason. And sometimes opposition is gonna show up. But if you show up, you never know what's waiting for you in the room. You never know what opportunities. I can't tell you how many times I've been somewhere just showing up and just being there had a blessing with my name on it. You got to show up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, happened to me too. Number 3, begin to research after you've done your initial research about the industry. And then second, you feel like this is for you. Then begin to research people to assist you and consult you. I think a lot of times where you see some jumping around is because the artist didn't research the people that they come to the first time. I tell people, research me before we sign this contract. Angela Frazier, who may be on, no relation, Angela Frazier, years ago, when she had her song Change, she did a phenomenal cover revisit of Walter Hawkins' single Change. And when she finally decided to come with Christian Sounds Entertainment, I said, well, you can follow my Facebook page. She said, oh, I already talked to some of the artists that you work with. I already inboxed them, called them. They said that it's good ground, right? You got to research some of these people, because some of these people do not have your best interests at heart. And that's why you see a lot of jumping around, and they're not experienced.
I'm like you. I got to be said kindly, but I said in love. But some of these people are not experienced, and sometimes you can have the connections, and they're gonna throw the connections out, but they don't have the experience to match the connections. I have the connections, I have the experience, then that you may have a match. But if you don't have the experience, that's most important, because the connections and the networking can come, but the experience just something you got to earn.
Amen. Doors of the church are not open. Yeah, I've had people come to me who are promoting and managing and asking me stuff and then taking it back and telling their clients I'm like, bro, like I told you that. You know what I'm saying? But you have look, if any of the clients I work with are on now, I will tell them in the initial consultation, I do not know it all. I will make mistakes, but I will come back to you and tell you, I thought this plan was going to work, but it's not. So let's and all of them have said, hey, Tony, I feel you. Because they just want honesty and integrity. That's it. So y'all need clients, people out there, research. You, Partice, your hair is laid. I don't know if you did it yourself, but if you didn't do it yourself, you went to the beauty shop. Yeah, I'm quite sure you researched
Shout out to my beautician, Michelle McLean.
You researched her. You didn't go.
Yeah, shout out.
Right.
She and I'm her billboard.
Right.
Everybody who goes to her, you know, we're all walking advertisement for her.
Right. Exactly. D, secure people who are really invested in seeing you win. Right. Don't secure people, and when you realize they just want your money, right? Secure people who are invested in seeing you win.
Yeah.
Right.
And they gotta believe in you too.
Yes.
You know, they gotta believe in you and believe in what you're doing. And one thing too, and I know that you do this, you're not gonna work with somebody that doesn't have the potential. Like, I know I can't sing, so how do I look coming to you wanting to say, hey, Tony D, I want you to manage my singing career, and I know I can't sing, right? So the potential definitely has to be there. Right. And you know, I've learned this throughout the years as well. And people always say you have to have thick skin. You have to have thick skin to a certain degree. But if you have too much of a thick skin where you can't let good sound and advice get through to that thick skin, you pretty much going to keep running through the same brick wall. You're going to keep making the same mistakes no matter what radio promoter you run to. Yes, exactly. And then finally, because I got my good glasses on so I could see this little writing over here. It says the last point: be loyal to the people you secure to work with, right? I'm see, this is so cool because I can speak from so many different sides. I can speak from a radio show host, a radio station owner, radio promoter, and now an artist, right? So I can give advice in each area. And Partice, I'm telling you, being an artist is whooping my behind. it really is, because one of the reasons why, and I'm a control freak, only not so much in a bad way, because I'm used to doing everything by myself. When you know, we are in this thing where we are usually a team of 1 or 2 or 3, and usually the 2 or 3 sometimes fade off, and you end up being a team of 1, right? So
I'm learning to relinquish the reins for people who can do what they do. And once again, I got to shout out All But One Incorporated Entertainment, because they do an amazing job of promoting and stuff like that. She got me right. She be like, hey, Tony, the flyer for today's show. I woke up this morning and she was like, she had in my inbox, great flyer, but you that spelling, you spelled 4-5 words wrong. You know, so you got to have people, and sometimes I'll be like, oh God, but you got to have people like that will look out for you. You know what I'm saying? So you'll stay loyal to them. Yeah. You know, stay on and big them up. Make sure you shout out the people that helps you get to these levels. Right? You didn't get to this level that you are on your own. Grace, I see you. Thank you. This is one now I am going to get on my soapbox on this one. God ain't the only one helping you get to where you got to go. I'm not saying don't give God props, but somebody designed that album cover. Somebody produced that song. Somebody ghost wrote that song for you. Somebody helped you with the vocal training. Somebody said, Tony D, you need to play the D, you need to go to the 1, the 3, the 5. Somebody said, hey, Tony, why don't you play this bass line? You didn't do it all. Somebody said, hey, Tony, make sure this is corrected on social media. Somebody said, hey, make sure these pictures look like. You did not do it by yourself. So don't just get out there and thank God and forget about everybody else that helped you. Now, sometime, and I'm learning this too, sometimes you forget, because I've been in interviews and I forget, and my team's like, hey, Tony D, just make sure you write stuff down. How many times have you seen the Oscars and stuff where the people come up, okay, I won't forget nobody, one thing, but write it down. My people write it down, because I'll be forgetting. But you got to thank the folk that help you get to. That's why I hit up Larry. I said, Larry, what's your book publishing company? Because I wanted to shout Larry Robinson Promotion, LWR Publications, because if it wasn't for him, this would not have come to fruition. God gave me the vision, but Larry helped me bring it out.
That's a good point.
Had to shout out Queen Alicia with all but one, because I got the music, but she knows how to. She don't go to sleep. I was like, yo, when you go to sleep? She has pushed the song out, and So last point, thank the team, because it's disheartening, because I ride for my clients, and it's so disheartening when you don't see a hashtag, you don't see anything. That's like, but you want to thank God. I'll be like,
yeah. You're gonna have to write that down, because that's a good point. God gives you the vision, but he also gives you people to help you execute that vision. And since we're in Thanksgiving, we should be in a season of gratitude. Have the attitude of being gratitude and thankful for all the people along the way, because you can't get there alone.
Yes, I'm gonna say this, and we got 2 minutes, and I'm gonna let you close. Shout out to Jason Hendrickson, who the other day I was on Facebook, and he did a whole thing about, he's like, y'all asking about these charts I'm on, and he broke down the charts and which charts and position. He said, shout out to Christian Sounds Entertainment, Dallas Frazier, aka Tony D, integral, blah blah blah. That's my dude, Ride or Die. Did a whole video and then shared it. That I ain't asked him to do that. He didn't have to do that, right? But me and Jason was the drummer for Hezekiah Walker, played on all those hits, and he's written for Marvin Sapp, Donnie McClurk, all these guys. I mean, he's not a newcomer to the industry, but he took the time out to say, look, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, and you got to take the time to do that. So I'm gonna give credit too. Thank you for everybody who shared the this Christmas. All of my clients have been doing a wonderful job, and Queen Alicia has been making sure I respond to them and say thank you, sharing the everything. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Partis, any last words before we go?
Last words. Take this information, listen to it, share it with a friend, and just make sure that you invest in yourselves and make sure that you do your due diligence, because if this is really what God's called you to do, he's going to increase it. He's going to manifest, and it's going to come to pass. You got to be consistent. You got to stay loyal, and you got to work on your character, and you got to get Tony D's book, Lyrics to Limelight, and take it, read it, and make it one of your a journal out of it. Take notes and journal things that you see in it and that you need to be improved on. And don't be afraid of this new AI age, because we all got to get used to it. That's my last words. Thank you, Tony D. Going back to the thank yous. Thank you to you and your team. Thank you guys for always having me. I don't take it lightly when you ask me to come on your platform. So thank you. And thank you so much.
Parties, tell them if they just coming in and they're not familiar with you real quick. Tell them where you from, what you do, and how they can reach out to you.
If you're just coming in, I'm Partis. I am radio host, and I got to shout out and thank Darren Freeman. He has me on his station Monday through Friday there in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you. Thank you to Fred. I'm on Soul Prosper Radio on Mondays, and I want to thank everybody. But go to my Facebook page, because this was on my heart to do. I'm going to do a great big thank you either tonight or tomorrow. So go there. But Partis Smith Media page, you can find me, and you can listen to me, of course, on Christian Sounds Entertainment. I'm on Sundays, I do believe, Tony D, and you can listen to me there. And I am an author too. I gotta do this real quick plug. The shirt that I have on, I Am Somebody, because God don't make no junk. I don't know if you can see it all, but the title of my book is Truly Unique, I Am Somebody, and you can get that. And shout out to Shiro Publishing, but you can get that by inboxing me there. And it's just a book about my journey, because it's based on us knowing that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Each and every one of us is called, and we're made to be unique. I hope I finished that in time, because I can't see the producers, but I hope I'm not over time. But thank you.
You did good. You did good. Thank you so much. Thank everybody jumping on. I appreciate you. I see you, Damon Ritchie. Thank you so much. I'm on his station. I appreciate you. All right. As always, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge God, and he will direct your path, because living for God is as easy as ABC. If you always believe Christ, your life will never be the same, because we serve a God who can do exceedingly and abundantly above all that you can even ask or think. So whatever you're asking God for right now, he can exceed that by 1 skrillion. Say 1 skrillion.
1 skrillion.
Make sure you're living your life G-rated. What's G-rated? Living a lifestyle of God and brings glory to him in everything you do. I'm your boy, Tony D on the radio. I love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Guys, make sure you go and purchase Lyrics to Limelight. Scroll back up. You will see the Amazon link. It is on Amazon, $30. Also, make sure you go to tonyd2.bandcamp.com. Download my new single, This Christmas. I grew up listening to this song that you're about to hear from Donny Hathaway. I grew up listening to this, and I did a rendition where I played the lead bass on it. I love this song. I hope you enjoy it too. All right. Have a great week, and prayerfully we will see you next week. All right. I'm your boy, Tony D on the radio. Love you. Chill.
Chill.
This Christmas, this Christmas, this Christmas, this Christmas.
us.
Christmas from Tony D. Parties. It's your boy Tony D on the radio. You know what time it is. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. This is Pat Nash of Pat Nash Talks, where we have the conversations that create real relationships. I'm here every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us right here on Level Up Nation. See you then.